numbering and lettering. Wahab and Davis ready to tip things off, and away we go. Terps and Catamounts here on Big Ten Plus on a Saturday afternoon, and a Vermont offense that averaged 73 points per game a season ago will start things off. There's Shungu. We talked about him in the open. The graduate student from Burlington stayed home to play for the Catamounts. Cam Gibson, the senior, started against Northern Illinois, had 7 points, puts up one that is no good, and Maryland with the rebound.
You can see earlier what Vermont's trying to do offensively. Spread the floor, dribble drive action, really move the ball, but again, spacing is key for them.
Here's Erica Ayala, one of the leaders on this Maryland team. The senior has got 12 points a game early on. Kadus Wahab with the early 2.
And you can see point of emphasis, right? Get the ball in the paint, get easy baskets, easy looks early. I'm sure they're going to try to do more of that as we move forward.
This is what Vermont's going to want to do, Travis. They're going to push the tempo as often as possible in the early going, immediately up across half court and now into their half court set. Here's Shungu. Davis with Wahab all the way out and picks up his dribble. And Isaiah Powell working on Dante Scott with the right hand, uses the glass for 2.
Big body, you see right before he goes up, lowers his shoulder a little bit, bumps Dante off his balance, gives him the breathing room to get the ball off. Nice, easy off the glass. It's a great shot, old school.
As I mentioned, Vermont got the ball across half court very early on and then got into their half court set. Here's Maryland's half court set, Dante Scott. Now junior out of Philadelphia to Erica Ayala. Honorable mention all Big Ten last season, got to 1,000 points earlier on this campaign. Baseline 2 rims out, and it's Shungu's rebound.
Catamounts look incredibly disciplined defensively. Look at the closeouts.
Davis, the trailer 3, no good. That's Russell, rather, rises up for the rebound. Nearly 2 minutes gone by. 2-2, Maryland and Vermont in the early going. Terps number 21 team in the nation. Here's Russell, the transfer from Rhode Island. Stops on a dime, turnaround 2, that's smooth.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful play. Gets to the paint, doesn't rush off 1 foot, out of balance, rush too fast. He slows down, gets off 2 feet.
Shungu to answer, though. Ben Shungu, the graduate student. 2019-2020 All-Defensive Player of the Year. Talked about him in the open as well. Had a great day against Northern Iowa last time out. 19 points to lead the Catamounts.
Coach Becker talked about it. Looks like a team that he thinks they can push the tempo a little bit, push the pace. You see it right here. Get the ball, push the ball up the court. And we're also a fast pace early going on both ends.
Davis with a big-time early rejection on Fats Russell. And now Vermont with a chance to grab the lead. Here's Shungu on the left wing with Russell on him. 15 on the shot clock. Swings it out for Davis. Baseline 2, up and over Wahab and in.
That's a really tough guard. Vermont, we said spacing. They have 5 guys all out on the perimeter, nobody inside. They're really trying to open up the paint for dribble drives and ball screens. And again, empty side ball screens, so no help. It's tough to guard.
Russell from beyond the arc, can't get that to go. Maryland really struggled from beyond the arc last time out against GW. Shot just 3 for 20 from the field, from beyond the arc. Fewest 3-pointers since a 3 for 17 performance back in February against Penn State, as Shungu gets the steal and draws the foul.
Vermont's really dictating the action early on. They're the aggressor. They're pushing the tempo, pushing the pace, trying to get the ball up the court and get into their action. So you see here, empty side ball screen. That means there's only the ball handler on that left side of the screen. Very tough to guard because, again, the help can't come. Empty side, you're by yourself out there on an island. Pick and pop. Davis pops to the corner, and there's nobody there to help, so he's by himself.
Ben Shungu's first of 2 free throws is off the mark. Shungu shot about 86% from the free throw line a season ago. America East All-Conference second team last season. Has been part of the America East All-Defensive team a couple of years in a row. And the second of 2 is good. So 1 for 2 from the line for Ben Shungu. He's up to 3 points on the day to lead the Catamounts. This is a balanced scoring attack for Vermont. Already Powell with a bucket, Davis with a bucket, and Shungu with 3. Ayala can't handle it cleanly. He's able to track it down. Here's Wahab drawing some company, and he can't get it to go.
We said it earlier, Vermont was going to look to bring the double team down there in the post, and it probably rushed Big Q into making a move quicker than he would have liked. He knew the double team was coming.
Davis puts it on the floor. Backing down on Wahab. Swings it out for Duncan. And now Isaiah Powell. Into the paint, stops his dribble with the right hand, uses the glass for 2 more.
Again, you saw Fats do it, now Powell does it. 2 feet in the paint. You get to take your time, see what's going on. You don't have to rush. He takes a jump stop, stops, step through with the pivot foot, and gets a much cleaner look.
And now an offensive foul going the other way will send us into our first media timeout. The Catamounts
all over the game.
John Becker reached 125 wins at the Division I level, tied for the 5th quickest in NCAA history, and the company he has is really impressive. You talk about guys like Jerry Tarkanian, Mark Few, Adolph Rupp, Bill Self, and Pete Carroll, a legend from Princeton. That is a pretty good list to be a part of. Here's Shungu inside, gets Wahab off his feet. Got the hard part done, but not the easy part.
Didn't finish, but we're going to say it again, 2 feet. It allows you to dictate the pace, and you don't have to rush. Again, you go off 1 foot, you might be rushed. You go off 2 feet, you can really take your time and get the shot you want.
Scott pulls up from about the free throw line, left it short, and Shungu with the early rebound. Trying to push the pace. Runs into some traffic, and a foul is going to be called on the floor.
I think one thing we're seeing from Vermont offensively is they're really getting into their offense quickly. They're getting into their actions really crisply, and I think it's a tough guard.
Ian Martinez going to check into the game for the Terps. Xavier Green will as well, the transfer from Old Dominion.
Shungu, the offense is really running through him early on. He's handling the ball, getting a lot of the pick and roll duties. We talked about him having a bigger offensive impact, and it's showing early on.
Finn Sullivan and Nick Fiorello check in for the Catamounts. As it's Isaiah Powell now with it. Trying to get it to Gibson and does so. 15 on the shot clock, plenty of time for Vermont. Gibson, the senior from Cincinnati. Now inside to the block, double team, turnaround 2. Isaiah Powell on the mark.
Good defensive possession for the Terps. The guys guarded the ball well, kept it out of the paint, but got a mismatch on the block, and Powell takes advantage, shoots over smaller Fats.
Here's Russell. Inside to Dante Scott. Julian Reese has come in as well. Scott with the right hand.
I want to see Tay do more of that, right? We know he can shoot it, but he is very good with his touch inside the paint. I want to see him take more of those shots.
Shungu once again pushing the pace. Now gets it out for Fiorello. Sullivan. And now into the corner it goes. Gibson gets the screen, drives into the paint, pulls up from the free throw line, rims out. And Russell rises for the rebound, his 3rd. Russell over to Ian Martinez, transfer from Utah, inside to the freshman Julian Reese. Draws some company, so he'll kick it back out to Russell. Scott from beyond the arc. Can't find the bottom of the net. And Vermont once again with the defensive rebound.
Interesting note there, they were doubling Big Q on the catch. They doubled Julian Reese on the dribble. They waited for him to put the ball down, and then they brought the double team. So it looks like they're going to try to mix up those defensive actions. But what a move.
Shungu left his defender in the dust. And 2 more for the graduate student. Stayed really close to home from South Burlington, Vermont. See a guy who went to 4 state championships in high school, and the high school state championships were held at the gym where Vermont played as Russell draws the foul, can't get the and 1. Going back to the conversation about Shungu, 4 high school state championships held in the gym where the Catamounts play. He's now into his 6th season at Vermont, so he's been playing at that gym for a full decade now. He's obviously really familiar with what the Catamounts are doing in Burlington.
I'm sure he's really comfortable in that gym. The rims know him like no other. And, I mean, you can tell early on he's working on his game. A nice Tim Hardaway between cross move, gets right to the paint, no resistance at the rim. He's looking good early on, but Fats again comes down. And we talked about it again, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet. He jump stops, gets his defender up in the air, draws the contact, gets to the line. He's got to convert.
Russell with 3 points in the early going. Is now 0 for 1 from the stripe on this trip. Dante Scott has come on out of the game, and coming in is Simon Wright, transfer from Elon. So here's Shungu once again. Vermont pushing the pace and drawing the foul.
5 guys on the perimeter, opens up driving lanes for the Catamounts.
Trip to the free throw line for Isaiah Powell, the senior from Albany, New York. 17 points in 33 minutes, 5 rebounds as well in the win against Northern Iowa, 71-57. And the win over Northern Iowa really stressed something that was a trend for the Catamounts last season. Well, they were only ahead by 4 at the half, but then outscored them by 10 in the second half. This is an excellent, historically, second half team dating back to last season. You look to the last 9 regular season games of last season, and Vermont outscored their opponents in the second half. So obviously a good sign for the Catamounts that they're ahead here in the first, but they're going to push the pace in the second half.
Yeah, and they're going to keep the pedal to the metal, right? You know this Maryland team, you know what they're capable of. They're going to definitely want to build this lead out as much as they can early on and hope to finish strong.
15-6 the advantage right now for John Becker's team, coming in on the road against a top 25 opponent. Here's Russell. Thinks about it from 3, puts the ball on the floor. Now right, straightaway 3 ball is good.
Great offensive execution. They're worried about Fats getting to the paint. 2 guys go to him, leave Simon Wright wide open, and great shot. You got to have shooters knock him down. He knocked that one down.
And a foul going the other way.
Get Ryan Davis on the post up here, but going back to that shot, Fats draws 2, kicks out. It's easy basketball. Draw 2, kick out, wide open 3.
Eric Ayala gonna come back into the game as Fats Russell will get a breather.
It's gonna be very interesting to watch with the second unit how Ian Martinez handles the point guard duties. Not as natural of a distributor as Fats, but he can definitely handle the ball and create plays, so it's gonna be interesting to watch.
Here's Ayala, right wing 3 ball, just off the mark. Rebound by Reese. Reese draws the foul. Julian Reese, the freshman, getting going on the offensive glass.
We talked earlier about his feel for the game, and right there it's all positioning. He's watching the ball, trying to watch the trajectory, see where it's going to come off to the rim, and he gets there first. Eric, I like the shot off of scrambles and offensive rebounds. It's a great time to shoot 3s while the defense is kind of off balance and not set. So it's a good shot. Julian Reese gets to the offensive boards and gets rewarded with 2 free throw attempts.
Hey, talk about a really talented freshman, as the first one is good from Reese. Top 50 overall player by ESPN, consensus 4-star recruit. Not many better players in the country to learn from other than Mark Turgeon, better coaches rather to learn from other than Mark Turgeon. Now into his 11th season, you think about the history of big men here in College Park, guys like Jalen Smith and Bruno Fernando now in the NBA.
Yeah, there's a brotherhood, there's a tradition here, and now you've got a guy in Danny Manning who knows a thing or two about playing as a big man in college in the NBA, so I expect that run to continue, and Julian Reese is doing exactly what he's supposed to do early on. Great minutes from him, great minutes. Makes a shot, hustles on the defensive end.
And a turnover as Ian Martinez was able to get a hand in there, and the last went off of a Catamount. A heads-up play from the transfer from Utah.
And I'm sure this is something that Serge is going to talk about in the huddles, right? Let your defense build to your offense. You get a steal, get your energy up. Now they're walking with a pep in their step on the offensive end. Continue to let your defense feed into your offense.
Terps can make this a 1-score game. Inside it goes for Julian Reese. Got 2 players for company, and that time Davis was able to get the better of the freshman. Up ahead now for Aaron Deloney, who will slow things down and wait for some support. Fiorello. Back for Aaron Deloney, the junior from Portland. Inside for Davis. One-on-one with Scott. Backing him down. Turnaround right hand is no good. And Martinez with the rebound with his head up going the other way. Finds Green. Ayala. And now the Terps into their half-court set.
This already looks like a good possession because they move the ball from side to side. They move the defense, move the bodies. This is a great possession early on.
Ayala, though, loses it, and it will go out of bounds. Possession Catamounts on the other side of this break. Maryland trying to eat into the Vermont lead on Big Ten Plus. Vermont ball out of the media timeout, and a little full court action put on by Maryland. 3 seconds to break it, and they do with Shungu. Picks up his dribble in some trouble, and he will find Powell for support.
So part of the purpose of the press is to generate a turnover, but the other part is to just slow down Vermont. They didn't initiate that offensive possession until there was 11 seconds on the shot clock. They still get a look and a score, but the press worked because, again, Vermont took 10 seconds, 15 seconds to get up the court and into their action. It was just a great move by Shungu and a great finish.
Breaks a scoring drought of a little over 2 minutes for the Catamounts, and the Terps back down 6. Foul inside on Vermont will reset things.
I'll Tell you what, I've been really, really impressed with Shungu early on. He's getting to wherever he wants on the court. He's deceptive, elusive with the ball. He's strong and tough in the paint, finishing well, finishing under control, using 2 feet. He's been really impressive this far.
6 points and 3 rebounds for Shungu in the early going. Finn Sullivan going to check into the game. He will replace Nick Fiorillo. Sullivan, an interesting piece off the bench, had 8 points in 20 minutes off of the bench in the win over Northern Iowa last time out. Here's Ayala. That's a 2, and it's good.
Great baseline out of bounds execution for the Terps. Run Eric off a couple screens, get him a wide open look. And again, he sees one go down. Who knows what could happen next? Great execution by Maryland.
Here's Justin Missoula the other way. Inside, nice feed for Shungu. Excellent vision from Justin Missoula, and Vermont converts.
Just reading the defense, right? Shungu feels the trailer. He's getting trailed by the defender coming off that screen. He curls it, a tight curl to the rim, gets himself an easy look.
Martinez loses it the other way. Guess who? It's Shungu. Inside for Missoula, blocked away by Scott. Ayala, Xavier Green. And now here's Martinez, pulls up mid-range 2 off the back rim. And the rebound pulled down by Robin Duncan.
It's not a bad shot for Martinez, but you can get that with 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Would have loved to watch them work it a little bit and see if they can get something better.
Shungu again gets the friendly roll. Everything coming up Ben Shungu right now.
It's just his day today, man. Gets the ball stuck on the back of the rim and it drops in. I'm sure his confidence is through the roof right now, though.
Dante Scott. Hakeem Harton, Fats Russell getting set to check in there at the scorer's table. Skip pass for Dante Scott. Passes up the 3, puts the ball on the floor. Tough left-handed shot, gets it to go.
Tough finish with the left hand. Tough, tough, tough finish. But he can do that. He can finish with either hand. Makes you a lot more dangerous as a basketball player.
Scott has 4. Missoula to Sullivan for 3, rims out. And Dante Scott with the rebound.
It was a miss there, but they're going to put that offensive possession on a tape for coaches around the country. Great ball movement, great execution, wide open look.
Ayala for 3. On target.
All he needs sometimes is to see one go down. We said he got the one to go off the baseline out of bounds. Now he gets a 3 to go. You can see it in his eyes. He's locked in.
Here's Justin Missoula. Shungu has been so good early on. 11 points for Ben Shungu. Kicks it out to Duncan for 3. A little bit strong.
Shungu got a matchup he liked. Julian Reese on him. He gives the ball up, gets it right back, gets into the paint, and a kick out. So, again, looking for matchups, hunting.
Wave off the basket. And a foul going the other way. Xfinity Center crowd not happy about that one, but Xavier Green hooked around to get that rebound. So no and 1, instead it's a foul going the other way.
Didn't see exactly what happened there. Can get crowded in that paint. Think they got Julian Reese maybe on a hook there, but.
Yeah, they will give the foul to Reese. And so with about 8 minutes to go, Vermont with a chance to add to a 4-point lead. Robin Duncan working on Fats Russell, who's come into the game. Wahab and Hakeem Hart also in. Here's Shungu. He's been the player of the game in the first half. Outside for Powell, who's got 8 himself. Missoula with Ayala all over him. Into the paint it goes. And stolen away by Maryland. Here comes Russell on a fast break. Fats Russell. Quick first step, but he can't get the finish. And now Finn Sullivan coming the other way for Vermont. Sullivan runs into some traffic, goes to the ground, and Powell comes away with a 3-ball and hits it. And a timeout called by Mark Turgeon. Former Maryland guard Travis Valman. I'm Ben Curtis. We appreciate you spending some of your Saturday afternoon with us in a scoreline that will cause the rest of the college basketball world to turn their heads at the moment. Vermont up on number 21 Maryland with under 8 to go in the first half, but Kudus Wahab gets going offensively. He's up to 4 points on the day.
So we've seen Vermont double on the catch. We've seen them double off the dribble. That time they don't double, and Kudus takes advantage. So if they don't bring a double team there, I want to see him shoot the ball, get to a spot, and shoot a nice jump hook every single time.
Inside for Sullivan, blocked away. Finn Sullivan denied, and now the Terps coming the other way. Hakeem Hart.
This Terps team is very dangerous in transition, but Vermont has done a great job of getting back and matching up, really taking that away.
Hart, straightaway three ball. No good. And Scott's able to track down the offensive rebound.
Kadu scores. This time Vermont does bring the double, and here it comes again. Now they bring a quadruple, get the deflection. But again, if they're going to double, if they're going to triple, guys on the outside are going to have open shots. It's just a matter of knocking them down. He needs to take his time, be patient, let the double come, find the open man. They're going to move around, and they're going to get some open looks because of the double teaming.
Ryan Davis comes back into the game. Just 2 points for him, but his teammates have picked up the slack in a big way. Scott rises up for two. Too strong, but Wahab with the offensive rebound and draws the foul.
Looks like a man amongst boys down there, fighting for position. As a big, I think a lot of people think it's about upper body strength and things like that. It's as much footwork as anything else. Knowing how to use your feet, spin, and get around. There he is on the defensive end, erasing a shot off the backboard. Is active, uses his feet to get to the ball first there. He has an advantage on the interior, and he needs to continue to kind of impose his dominance.
The transfer from Georgetown won the Big East tournament a season ago and made the quick trip from Georgetown to College Park. That's going to stay with the Terps.
One thing I'm noticing about Vermont defensively is they use their hands greatly, really great. They're active, they're flying around, they close out with hands up, taking away passing lanes, discouraging shots. It's a sign of a really well-coached team, the way they use their hands.
John Becker's got something going once again in Burlington. It seems like every year we're talking about Vermont in the national conversation, and now here we go over by the Vermont bench. Tie-up and some extracurriculars afterwards.
Right on cue. You know what sparked that? Active hands defensively. Gets a jump ball. And, these guys, they're fighting. They both want to win. It's a high-intensity early-season basketball game. Guys are just competing, fighting for their teams, and things like this happen in an intense basketball game.
This is an Xfinity Center that has been restless, to say the least. So far today, some frustration throughout, and we'll take another look at things and see whether or not there's going to be any extra technicals or anything else tackled on to the end of this. It's a pretty straightforward play early on between Ayala and Duncan wrestling for the ball, and then right in front of the Vermont bench, the temperature turns up a little bit. Hart's able to find Ayala out of the timeout. Fats Russell will direct traffic up top. Screen from Wahab. Tough two from Russell. Can't get it to go, but draws the foul.
Fats is great at getting downhill, right? He gets the defender off balance just a little bit, gets downhill, he feels the contact. See the between the legs move, a little bit of a hesitation, gets downhill, draws the contact. As soon as he feels that contact, he knows he goes up because he might make the shot, and even if he doesn't, he knows he's probably going to get fouled. So
12 points versus Quinnipiac, 15 more against GW. And he knocks down the first. He's up to 3 points so far today. Most career steals in URI history, 13th all-time in points as a Ram. Played here in College Park a couple seasons ago as a Ram and gave Maryland a game. Terps were able to come away with a win in that one.
So some more full court pressure for the Terps, looking maybe to get a turnover, but if not, just slow the Catamounts down, make them work a little bit to get into the offense. See 21 seconds left on the shot clock, and they're just now setting up a set, right? So again, the press worked.
Here's Shungu from three once again, and this time it rattles in and out.
Looks like Vermont is really seeking out mismatches. I don't know how, but Shungu ended up with Caduce on him. It's a matchup he likes, he's going to attack. So they're really seeking out these matchups and trying to take advantage of them.
Here's Wahab inside, draws the double team from Duncan. Scott from three, no good. And the rebound, Isaiah Powell. Up ahead for Shungu. He's got Scott for company inside for Ryan Davis. The conference player of the year last year on Wahab, too strong off the back rim. And here is Fats Russell the other way. Maryland can tie with a three with about 5 minutes to go in the first half. What has been an entertaining first half, to say the least, from College Park. Vermont very much up to the task of playing a top 25 team in the nation on the road. Skip pass to Ayala. 10 on the shot clock. Corner three. No good. Dante Scott with the rebound. Ayala one more time. Couldn't get the foul or the bucket. And now here comes Deloney the other way. Waits for the numbers to come. Aaron Deloney will reset. Second most points in the history of Oregon high school basketball.
See Davis down there.
A dozen on the shot clock as Deloney drives. Kick out to the corner for Powell. Powell inside for Davis for 2 more.
That is a wonderful, wonderful pass. So Fats got switched on to Davis early in the possession, was wrestling with him down there in the paint. I think Powell knew that as he made a drive. He gets to the paint, jump stop, floats a beautiful pass over the top. There's really nothing Fats can do there.
Maryland hasn't scored from the field in about 3 minutes. They're 1 for their last 8 from the field.
The Terps look a little bit one-dimensional right now because everybody knows the ball's going into the paint. Would love to see more movement and dribble drives there instead of just, everybody standing still trying to force feed Big Q.
Kudus Wahab able to get 2 from the paint, as Travis mentioned. And here's Shungu once again. Rhythm 3 ball is too strong.
Terps are starting to get some stops here, forcing some tougher looks, and that's really helped them get back in the game.
Here's Ayala for Scott. Thinks about a 3, takes the 3, way off. And here comes Robin Duncan the other way. Here's Powell. He's got 11 points so far. Taken away by Fats Russell. Russell with a head of steam. And the foul. Two free throws coming up for Fats Russell out of the timeout. Maryland with a chance to tie or take the lead. 1 free throw rather on the end of the end one, and he does so to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. So back to square one, 27 apiece with 3.5 to play.
It's been a pretty clean game offensively. Only 5 total turnovers, not a ton of free throws, 4 for Vermont and 6 for Maryland. So it's been a fairly clean game thus far in the first half. Seniors executing better, back to square one as we said, all tied up. So it's important for both teams that they finish the half strong. Finishing halves is where you win in these games.
And which team will be the one to finish this first half strong? Cam Gibson trying to make sure it's the visitors, driving in on Reese and drawing the foul.
So here again, Vermont seeks out a mismatch. You have a 5 in Julian Reese guarding a big. Cam Gibson, again, gets the big on the island, just drive. Julian Reese, as he gets older, he'll understand you can't put 2 hands on the ball handler. It's an automatic foul. The refs see 2 hands contact, it's an automatic foul. So as he gets older and gets used to the pace of the game, he'll learn that he can't do that. But
so 1-1 coming up for Cam Gibson as Dante Scott will come in place of Reese, who has now got 2 fouls. Gibson, a senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. And he knocks down the first. Transfer from Western Carolina. Averaged about 6 points per game for the Catamounts a season ago. SoCon all-freshman team all the way back in 2018-19. So this is a kid with a lot of talent. And another piece for John Becker to put together. Second one is off the mark, and Nicky Hart is able to sky for the rebound. Maryland can take the lead on this trip down the floor.
It's going to be very interesting to watch. The Terps have a small ball lineup out there on the court. You see 4 guys who are essentially guards. All have guard skills, all can dribble, all can shoot. And now they're trying to match fire with fire, right? They go 5 out, space the court, allows a guard to get downhill right to the cup. Turge makes an adjustment.
Ayala able to scoop by his defender for 2, and Maryland's got the lead. 2:40 to go in the first half.
Another thing with the small ball lineup, they can switch everything, right? So Joaquin is guarding the guy setting a screen, he switches out. It's just going to be on guys who really guard the ball, use their feet, stay in front of ball handlers, and get a stop.
Gibson with a tough fadeaway, 2 in and out. Rebound fought for and won by Dante Scott. Here comes Scott the other way, finds Martinez. Martinez back to Scott. Ian Martinez, the Costa Rican, kicks it out to Xavier Green. Worked around for Scott, and now Ayala draws the foul.
Another great possession for the Terps. You know what we like about that? Ball movement. The ball didn't stick in anybody's hands. The guy touched it. He didn't have a shot. He passed it. He didn't have a shot. He passed it. Or he dribbled. Great ball movement side to side. Gets the defense running around on their heels side to side. It's a great possession. You get Eric downhill, set up again by the ball movement and the body movement. I like this lineup so far. They're working well together.
1-1 coming up for Eric Ayala, named to the Jerry West Shooting Guard of the Year award list. Another watch list for the senior from Wilmington, Delaware, has been a big part of what the Terps have done for a number of years now. First one is good. A 2-point advantage for the Terps as we head down the home stretch of the first half. Vermont has led for much of this first half, but Maryland with a head of steam in the past couple of minutes to grab the advantage back.
This lineup is a great opportunity for guys like him, right? He thrives on an island. Gets some looks like that. If they get 5 guards on the court, 5 out spacing, he's a guy that can take advantage of that.
Terps by 3 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. How do the Catamounts respond? It's Duncan, who has not endeared himself to the Xfinity Center crowd in the first half. Shungu has been so good for the Catamounts. That's a tough 2 and it's good. Ben Shungu with a big answer when the Catamounts needed it.
It's an old man bucket. That's something that your uncle would do to you when you're playing one-on-one as a kid. Gets to the paint, takes his time, 2 feet jump stop, and uses the glass. Here's open on Saturday.
Martinez to answer. Can't get it to go, and a foul from Ayala going over the back for the rebound. Ayala leads the Terps with 9 points, but that is his first foul of the day. And with Vermont in the bonus, we'll be headed the other way for 1-on-1.
Textbook box out from Robin Duncan. Uses his body, doesn't use his arms, doesn't cup. Textbook box out, and he gets rewarded with 2 free throws.
Well, Robin Duncan was right in the thick of things with Ayala in that confrontation over by the Vermont bench when he hasn't really made this Xfinity Center crowd the presidents of his fan club, and they enjoyed him missing the front end of the 1-and-1. Terps by 1 with 90 seconds to play in the first half. Martinez. Here's Ayala. 9 points for the Terps, most on the team. Shungu leads all scorers with 14. Ayala dancing, can't quite finish it off, and then Hart gets fouled on the backside.
Spacing. Eric gets right to the basket. That's a layup. He can make that. He will make that. It's a great finish. And Hakeem being active. He's been something of a glue guy for this team thus far. Really defending well, rebounding, hits offensive glass there, creates an opportunity for himself. Nobody boxes him out. He gets right there. He's going to the free throw line.
Team Hart looking for his first points of the first half. He's been held quiet, 0 for 1 from the field. And the first is no good for the now junior from Philadelphia. Had 9 points, including 5 from the free throw line against GW. Had just 2 points against Quinnipiac, so he hasn't really gotten on the board scoring-wise the way he would have potentially wanted, but impacts the game in a number of different ways for this Maryland Terrapins team. And he gets the second of 2.
There's a lot of threats on this team, a lot of guys who can make shots and take shots. So it's going to be interesting to see how the shots are distributed throughout the season. But I have a feeling that as we go along, he'll get more and more looks. Just his defense is honing on certain guys and trying to take certain things away. I think he'll be a beneficiary as we move forward.
Russell comes on for the final stages of this first half. It will replace Hart. Here's Shungu. 14 points on 6 of 10 from the field. From 3, knocks it down. Big time 3 ball by Ben Shungu. It's his first half.
Jab steps, gets the defender back on his heels. Pump fake, jab step. He's able to rise up. All set up with a jab.
At 19 against Northern Iowa. Here's Scott the other way. Leaves it short. 19 against Northern Iowa for Shungu last time out. Already up to 17 here in the first half and looking for more. Russell's able to knock it away, and it's tracked down by Missoula. About a 15-second different shot clock and game clock in the first half. John Becker has a use it or lose it timeout, and he will take it. It's a 20-second timeout. So 17 on the shot clock. We'll see what John Becker had in mind in the timeout. Shungu dribbling out some clock. He's got Green working on him.
Little ball screen, the 2 guys we mentioned.
Here's Shungu, 5 seconds to shoot. Pulls up from 3, converts. Give him 20.
Might need to bring help on that. He's having his way with one defender, so might have to bring help. 7 seconds in the first half of play.
Here's Russell. Step back. Off the mark. Rebound by Martinez. Puts one up. That's no good. And that is how the first half will come to with a 4-point lead. And here's Ben Shungu with 20 points in the first half. 8 for 12 and 3 for 5 from beyond the arc. Ryan Davis hasn't really gotten going in this game, but he's a conference player of the year. Somebody to watch for sure. Kick out to the corner. Excellent start for Vermont. Isaiah Powell, he's got 14 himself.
I can guarantee you that was a play drawn up by Coach Becker at the halftime. Get Shungu running downhill. Powell coming up out of the corner, a wide open 3. Beautiful execution.
Catamounts by 7. Double team comes to a hop. And now here's Hart, right back inside for Q, and he gets it taken away by Shungu. and he stays in bounds. And here comes Ben Shungu with his head up, waiting for support. And he'll find it inside, and Robin Duncan. Back out for Davis. 3-ball on the way. It's a bit too strong, and Wahab with the rebound.
See Vermont back doubling on the catch in the post. They're basically saying we're not going to let Wahab beat us. Somebody else has to do it.
Russell from beyond the arc is off the mark. And Isaiah Powell with the rebound. Scott trying to take it away, and he does, but a foul.
Good man in the corner.
Chance for Vermont to stretch this lead out a little bit more as we kick off the second half. We talked in the first half about how good the Catamounts are in the second half. They outscored their opponents after the interval in each of their last 9 regular season games last year. Here's Powell. 3 seconds to shoot. Tough baseline 2, just hits the front rim, and Scott comes away with it. Here's Ayala. Puts the ball on the ground, into the paint for 2.
I want to see more of that. We talked about the Terrapins aren't really hitting from 3. Get out in transition, run, another steal turnover. Let's see if they can run.
And we'll get a jump ball, and that will give possession to Maryland.
Eric downhill is tough to stop. He's strong, he's heady. He knows exactly what he wants to get.
And here is Ayala putting the ball on the ground. You talked about it coming out of the halftime, a 3-level scorer, and he's got going in each of those 3 levels here so far today.
Little shimmy step. He's using his shoulders to kind of keep the defense on their heels, not really knowing where he's going. Gets to the front of the rim. And again, let's see if these guys can get out in transition more. Those are easy baskets.
Fats Russell is 2 for 7 from the field. 7 points for him. Scott has 4. Here's Russell, and now Ayala on the low block will back it out. He's got Duncan. And that's a pass in the direction of nobody in particular. Shungu over in our direction. But that's for after the game. Plenty of matters to take care of first. And with under 10 seconds on the shot clock, Russell has to go. Kicks it out for Scott. Left wing 3-ball, in and out. And the rebound back to Hart. Here's Russell. That's too strong. And Duncan comes away with a rebound. Shungu, spin move, blocked away. Access denied.
Took a lot of hustle. I saw 4 white jerseys crash offensive glass, which left Fats by himself defending in transition. But Dante with a heads-up hustle play gets there. You know he's athletic, erases the shot.
Dante Scott coming up big on the defensive end. Vermont up by 5 in hostile environment. Gibson looking for a way out and finds it. Here's Shungu. Davis thinks about a 3. Crowd wanted to travel, didn't get it. Catamounts have 6 seconds to shoot. Here's Powell. Off the glass, no good. Rebound comes out to Russell. With a head of steam, Fats Russell draws the foul. And Russell is slow to get up.
Took a hard fall on his back. Couldn't tell if he hit his head or not. I hope Fats is okay.
Came crashing down pretty hard, and Russell, when he gets a head of steam like that, gets barreling towards the cup, and now he will get up. And he will be headed to the line for 2.
Kind of similar situation to what we saw with Eric. Gets downhill, a little shimmy with the shoulders. You don't know which way he's going. Eric went left, Fats goes right. Gets right, gets his shoulders in front of the rim. The defense has no choice but to foul him.
Hasn't taken much time at all for Fats Russell to endear himself to this Maryland fan base. Strong performances in each of his first 2 games, and chance to get points 8 and 9 from the free throw line. First of 2 is good.
Strong tradition of Maryland point guards in the past couple years. My freshman year, played with a guy named Melo Trimble, who did a couple things here, and then passed the reins off to Anthony Cowan, who honestly, I think had a phenomenal career. And Fats, again, taking over here, trying to make good do on that tradition.
If Russell can follow on in the footsteps of players like Trimble and Cowan, it will be quite the season for Maryland here in College Park. 2 players that are all-time favorites for this fan base, and certainly big shoes to fill at the point guard position. Vermont by 3 minutes into this second half. Shungu is being harassed by Hart. Hand off to Sullivan. Russell going defensively at Powell, knocks it away, and it'll stay with the Catamounts.
Fats is definitely giving up some height and some weight down there in the paint, but he uses his feet, gets around, he uses his hands, active hands. We've talked about that a lot. If you're going to get put in the post like that as a little guard, you have to be good with your hands, have to be good with your feet, and deter the offense.
Russell just under 6 foot, listed at 5'11". Catamounts have 8 to shoot, and it is Davis who can't get it to go. Duncan crashes in for the rebound, though. And now Shungu can reset. A dozen to shoot, and draws the foul.
Good defensive possession for the Terps, but you have to have that rebound. Vermont was sending guys back to really stop the transition attack from the Terps. You got to have that rebound there.
They'll put it on the floor, so first foul on Hakeem Hart.
And we talked about somebody taking on the challenge of Shungu, and so far this half it's been Hakeem. He's using his length, using his activity to really try and stop Shungu. We'll see if he can do it.
Catamounts 0 for their last 5 from the field. Duncan trying to change that, cannot, and the rebound controlled by Dante Scott. Russell coming the other way with it for Maryland. Dante Scott back over to Hakeem Hart. Just 1 point on the day for the junior from Philly. Gives it up to his fellow Philadelphian. Now Eric Ayala, step back 2, Cash.
That's lovely. Gets to his left, little step back, creates the space. Little floater jump shot, it's fading a little bit. He works on that though, we've all seen him work on it.
Terps back within 1. Maryland has shut Shungu down in the second half, but he's able to draw the foul there on the floor, and that will send us into our first media timeout. Xfinity Center. Students are back in College Park, and what a great feeling it is. Travis, you got to play in front of the flag drop a handful of times. That is one of the most fun parts of college basketball in Maryland.
It's a tradition like no other. You know, you sit in the huddle, you see that happen. It's like clockwork. It's time to turn up, guys. You're at that point in the second half.
Ayala from beyond the arc, left it short. First weekend game here in Maryland with fans back since all the way back on Leap Day 2020, a game against Michigan State. Ended up with the Spartans coming on the road and picking up a win. Russell with a quick first step, lost it, and it'll stay with the Terps.
I like what Fats is doing, though. Getting downhill, getting to the paint, putting pressure on the defense. He doesn't need to shoot it every time, but just getting those paint touches really puts pressure on the defense. If you don't have a shot, you can still kick it out to another guy and then let him get downhill. But he's getting wherever he wants. He needs to continue to be aggressive.
I'll tell you what, Fats Russell can lay claim to having one of the quickest first steps in the Big Ten. When he gets going real quick. Foul spotted inside. They may catch that on Missoula. That would be his first. 5 minutes gone by in the second half. Not much to separate these two teams. Vermont out of the America East, Maryland out of the Big Ten. Ayala off the inbound play. Julian Reese is in there, working on Fiorello inside. Now here's Xavier Green. Up top for Hakeem Hart, less than 10 to shoot. Russell with 5 on the shot clock. Jab step, 3 ball. Rolls in.
Fats again at the end of the shot clock. Sullivan knows Fats can get downhill and drive, so he gives him a little bit of a cushion. Jab step to set up the 3.
Fiorello the other way, can't respond. And a foul going the other way.
I'll tell you what, the defensive intensity has really picked up here in the second half on both ends. The team that's going to win this game is the one that can execute and make shots late. You see that here, Fats with a little bit of a cushion. You can't get up close to him because you know he wants to drive, so you give him a couple steps, jab step, rise up, knock it down. You got to get close to guys at the end of the shot clock because you know a lot of them want to shoot that 3.
A little bit of luck there from Fats Russell. Got the friendly roll from the rim, but he won't mind at all. He's into double figures with 12. Here's Ayala. Spin move into a lot of traffic, can't get the roll. And here come the Catamounts the other way. Shungu. It's been held off the board in the second half. Vermont 0 for their last 8 from the field. Crowd wanted a walk, they didn't get it. And now here's Finn Sullivan into the paint for Missoula. And it's cleaned up in the end by Nick Fiorello. And we're back on level terms, 41 apiece.
All set up by great empty side step-up screen action by Vermont. Missoula cuts. You see your guy dribble, go ahead and cut. Help him out.
Snaps a drought of 0 for 9 from the field for Vermont, and another foul spotted on the inside. Might have been Fiorello.
The Juju's giving them problems on the inside. He's using his feet, trying to establish dominant position in the post, and the Vermont bigs are struggling to kind of fight him down there. It's another foul in the post.
2 subs coming on. Simon Wright will check into the game. Ian Martinez will as well. And Ayala will come out of the game, as will Hakeem Hart. So here's Russell. 13 and a half to play in the second half. Nothing to separate Vermont and Maryland. Russell from beyond the arc again. Gonna get to go this time right with the offensive rebound. And now here's Xavier Green letting it fly off the mark. And the rebound by Missoula. Here's Shungu. He's got Reese for company. Step back two, working on Reese. Can't get the bounce, and here comes Maryland the other way. Martinez for Wright, who will slow things down.
That stop on the defensive end goes to Fats for the help.
Russell, Martinez, 3 ball, good. Ian Martinez vaults Maryland into the advantage. Powell to respond. Can't silence the Xfinity Center, but they get the rebound. Big time offensive rebound for the Catamounts. Ten to shoot for Shungu. Picks up his dribble, needs some help. Finds it in Powell, 5 to shoot. Powell gets it inside, laid in for 2 by Nick Fiorillo.
It's a big bucket for the Catamounts. The crowd is starting to get into it. Terps are starting putting on a little run there. Great defensive possession for Maryland up into the last 3 seconds of the shot clock.
Maryland has eaten into the 4-point halftime lead, and they lead by 1 now themselves. Here's Martinez, he's hot. Can't get the friendly roll though, rather. And Shungu will come the other way. Working on Russell, knocks it away. Martinez gets on the floor to take it away. And now Reese can come the other way. Here's Russell. Give him 2. And John Becker calls a timeout with the ball. Martinez, who had a big 3 earlier on, trying to get it up ahead for Reese, but a foul on the floor first.
I want to say that Ian Martinez kind of predetermined where he was going to go with that ball there. He wanted to throw the lob. It wasn't really there, but he threw it anyway. I want to see him take his time there. He didn't really look before he threw it. I want to see him take his time, jump stop, come to 2, and then make a better decision.
And how much of that comes, Reese and Martinez, both new to the team. Martinez a transfer, Reese a freshman, trying to get things going.
Yeah, that's something that comes with time. I mean, these guys have been only playing together for what? This is the 3rd game, and
Reese with a nice 2.
On cue, right there. Maybe it's working out, When you come to the team and there's this many newcomers out there, it takes a minute to settle in and get used to each other's tendencies, so they'll get there.
Maryland tied their biggest lead of the game is 5. And how do John Becker's Catamounts respond? A dozen to shoot for Gibson. All alone is Deloney. Can't hit it though, and Martinez coming the other way. Behind the back, into the corner. Ayala, 3 ball. The senior steps up again.
Big shot by a big senior. He runs to the corner where his teammate can see him. Doesn't stop at the wing, all the way to the corner. Martinez sees him, knocks down the 3.
7-0 run for the Terps. Inside for Davis. Now Gibson trying to answer, does so. Big time 3 from Cam Gibson. He needed that, and so did Vermont.
Feels like every time the Terps start to get a run and Xfinity Center crowd gets into it, the Catamounts have an answer. It's another big shot to keep them in the game.
5-point lead right now as it knocks out of bounds. It will stay with Maryland, and Kadus Wahab going to check back into the game. Shungu will come on in, as will Powell. One more look at that big-time 3 ball by Eric Ayala.
Just want to make another point to note. A lot of guys, especially early in their career, they stop on the wing. They don't feel like running all the way to the corner.
Here's Ayala again. Can't get it to go this time. Green fighting for the rebound. Kicks it back out to right. Here's Martinez. Can't get it to go from the corner. Another offensive rebound. One more time from Ayala. And this time, Vermont able to clean it up on the glass. Maryland 5 for 24 from beyond the arc. Following up a 3 for 20 performance against GW last time out. Here's Davis. Over to Duncan in the corner. Two-man game with Davis. Missed badly, but offensive rebound. 5 seconds to shoot for Gibson. Catamounts have to hurry. Into the other side for Powell. Make that Shungu. First bucket of the second half and a big one.
Love to see Xavier Green run him off the line. There's 2 seconds left on the shot clock. He doesn't have a choice but to shoot that ball. You got to run him off the line with your hands up and make him put the ball on the floor there.
Back to a one-score game with under 9 minutes to go in the second half. Really good one here from College Park. Ayala's got 16. Inside for Wahab. And a foul spotted down low. Hockey line shift coming up for Maryland. Scott, Russell, and Hart all getting set to check in, but this was a big response from Shungu on the other end.
Xavier Green tried to chop his steps and do a real closeout, but there's a second on the shot clock. You got to run all the way through, put your hands up, make him dribble, because frankly, he didn't really have time to dribble. But great shot by Shungu. Gets back on the board in the second half, leading the team 23 points.
20 seconds on the shot clock for Maryland to work with. So get it to Dante Scott. 4 points on the day for him. Here's Russell with 14. Down low for Wahab. Double team comes. Gets it out of his hands, and now Russell up top. Thinks about a 3. Now will take the 3. That's Russell with a big one. Now Shungu trying to respond again. Kicks it over to the corner. Now Gibson off the mark, and Wahab is able to sky and bring it back down. Here's Russell. Maryland by 5, looking to extend it with under 8 to go.
Beside ball screen.
Russell goes crashing to the ground, and that's a charge. Terps will get started in Big Ten play in the first week of December when the Northwestern Wildcats come to town. Plenty of business to attend to first, though. Vermont not going away, only down by 5 with under 8 minutes to go in the ballgame. Here's Powell over to Shungu with 23 points. He leads all scorers. Gibson, rhythm 3 from the right wing, way off. And it'll go the other way. Xfinity Center crowd enjoying that miss from Cam Gibson.
We talked about it at the half. Shingu did most of the damage for the Catamounts, but if you look at the box score, only 4 Catamounts have scored, 8 points outside of Shungu and Powell. So not a ton of bounce scoring. The Terps have made the adjustments to take those 2 guys away.
Skip pass is intercepted, and here comes Gibson the other way. And a whistle and a foul. Terps wanted the travel, but the foul called first. John Becker barking out instructions to his team with about 7 minutes to go. Vermont right in the thick of things. Largely thanks to, as Travis mentioned, Shungu and Powell combining for 37 of the 49 points. Here's Duncan. Hands it off for Powell, 15 to shoot. Powell working on Ayala. Turn around with the right hand, no good, and the rebound by Shungu. In some traffic.
He seems to be everywhere.
Working on Scott. And that is awfully smooth from Ben Shungu.
It's a pro move right there. Get the defense on his heels, a little step back to create space, and mid-range. We talk about it a lot. The mid-range shot is not dead. If you can knock that down, you can do a lot of things.
America East All-Conference second team last year. If he keeps this up, you have to imagine he'll jump up to the first team. Ayala draws the foul. And a little bit more, and a technical foul going to come up here, it looks like, from the referee. Unsure as to who, but sure looked like a referee made a T signal with his hands.
These guys have been going at it all game. Again, two competitive guys. Things happen, but they've been competing and jawing all game. They've been matched up for the majority of the game, and tension's starting to hit again a little bit.
Travis, it's the same two players, Ayala and Robin Duncan, who were involved in the first half altercation over by the Vermont bench.
Yeah, the two fiery guys, and I like the referees here kind of just sitting them down, talking to each of them and just saying, you know, look, guys, we got 6 minutes left in this game. Let's finish it clean. Let's focus on the basketball. So, you know, I like when referees kind of take their matters into their own hands and stop it before it gets out of hand.
But his Catamounts are right in it, only down by 3. And the front end of the 1-and-1 from Ayala is good.
I'll tell you what, though, he's played some really great defense today. He's been active with his hands. He's made guys have to shoot tough shots. He's played well today.
And to clean things up on the housekeeping, NTs for Ayala and Duncan. 2nd and 2 from Ayala is good. Maryland's lead back up to 5, and Ryan Davis comes back into the game. He's been held pretty quiet to just 4 points, last season's Conference Player of the Year, who missed the season opener out with a non-COVID related illness. Does play today, maybe not back up to 100% though.
Yeah, the output hasn't been what you'd probably expect from him, but just having him on the floor as a threat really changes things to that offense. You got to look out for him every time down.
He's trying to get position on the inside, but here's Powell from the perimeter. Puts the ball on the ground. Scott denies. Gets it right back though. 7 seconds to shoot. Sullivan steps into a 3 off the mark. And Hart's able to come up with the rebound. Now here's Fats Russell. Russell will slow things down, 17 points on the day to go along with 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Ayala comes around the screen, lets it fly from 3 off the mark, and a whistle.
And as the game slows down here, coming down to the last 5 minutes, it's going to be a lot more half-court execution. It's going to slow down a little bit. The tempo will slow. The team that can execute better and make more shots here in the final 5 minutes will come out on top.
And a whistle sounded like they gave a warning against Ayala, who's already on 1 technical. So it'll be Vermont ball. Under 5.5 minutes to go in the second half. And Vermont can cut this back down to a 1-score game. Here's Shungu, looking to find Davis on the inside, does so. Under 10 to shoot. Davis trying to muscle his way in there and gets 2.
Hakeem, you need help down there, right? Hakeem looks like he's 6'10", but he's still a guard. We need to see somebody else come and double down there. And Davis is too good to leave him alone on that island.
So how do the Terps respond the other way? Back and forth we go in College Park. Reese caught a big piece of Ben Shungu as he just turned into him.
It's good action over there on the weak side. A little bit of handoff action. Looked like Reese was planning on faking the handoff and taking the ball and dribbling with his right hand. Shungu gets in the way, picks up the foul.
Shungu's up to 25 points on the day. 2 fouls for him. And 1-and-1 coming up for Reese. First one is good. Maryland 13 of 16 from the line. Vermont only 4 for 7. They have not gotten the opportunities from the charity stripe that the Terps have gotten. Reese, the freshman from Baltimore. And the second is good as well. So Maryland's lead restored to 5.
It's really impressive. Don't overlook that. Freshman big, 5 minutes left in an intense game early in the season. Knocks down not 1, but 2 free throws off of 1-and-1. It's impressive.
Xavier Green comes back into the game. And he's guarding Shungu. Here's Davis inside. He'll be forced to kick it back out. Shungu again. Inside for Davis. Under 10 to shoot. And a whistle and a foul. And that will put Vermont in the bonus as they will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Now again, you see Vermont trying to isolate Ryan Davis in the paint against smaller guys. You got Eric down there. You need help. Julian Reese goes in, but he doesn't have to reach there. Just go with your hands up. You're 6'10", put your hands up. Discourage a pass out.
The senior from Illinois, first one in and out and back down. And the lead is down to 4. All but one game last season for Ryan Davis. Had 10 or more points, 6 games with 20 or more. 3 double-doubles as the Catamounts went 10-5 last season and won a share of the America East title. Second is good as well, as Robin Duncan will come back into the game, and he is greeted less than warmly.
Crowd favorite, or maybe not so much.
Hey, Travis, you've played at the Division I level here at Maryland, high levels. A lot of guys cherish that on the road with the crowd all over you.
Yeah, you know what's coming. You know you're going to hear from the crowd regardless of what you do. So I think it's better for you to just embrace it and kind of make the most of it. You know, use it to fuel you rather than use it to suck your energy out.
Scott trying to back down on Duncan. Turnaround 2, no good. Reese with the offensive rebound. Back out to Russell. Thinks about a long 3, instead drives. And now will kick it back out. Finn Sullivan guarding him. 8 seconds to shoot. Russell with 5. Russell with 3. Step back. Can't get it to go. Reese with the offensive rebound. And the bench loves that.
He's fighting down there. He's hustling. He wants it. Guy wants the ball, gets it sometimes in those situations, and Julian Reese wants the ball right now.
Don't go anywhere. Who is at the line now for 2 free throws. First one is good. Perfect 5 for 5 from the charity stripe is Julian Reese. Did the promo for the women's basketball game earlier. Julian's sister Angel, a big part of what the Terps women do. Second one's no good, but the rebound initially won by Green. Then Vermont's able to take it away. 4-point game, 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the second half of play. And here's Sullivan inside for Davis. He's got 8. Shungu had it all cooking in the first half. He's been more quiet in the second. Powell from 3. In and out. Rebound fought for. Russell's in the mix, and so is Green, and he's able to win it to Ayala. Russell will slow things down. Maryland can make this a 3-score game. Here's Ayala in some traffic. In the paint, draws the foul.
No need to rush here. Eric takes his time, jump stop, 2 feet. You have time. 3 seconds in the lane. Another step through, gets in the lane, makes the Vermont defenders foul him. There's no need to rush here for the Terps. You're up 4, 3 minutes left in the game. Take your time and execute and get good looks.
2 from the line for Ayala. First one is good. He's got 19. And Mark Turgeon going to have to steer the ship the rest of the way. Aaron Deloney going to check back into the game in place of Finn Sullivan for Vermont. Ayala has been busy. And he's 5 for 5 from the line. Second one is good as well. Give Ayala 20 and give Maryland a 6-point lead. Ben Shungu, 25 points to go along with 19 in the season opener. Step back 2. Can't get the friendly roll, and Scott takes it away. Important possession here for the Terps, a chance to give themselves some more separation. Reese. Hands off for Ayala. Kicks it out to Russell. Russell with a long 2. That's big time for Fats Russell.
Big time. Gets the defender on the heels, crossover, leading to his right. It's a tough shot. He knocks it down. If he can do that, he's going to be really, really, really tough to guard this year.
Shungu creates some separation on the other end, but a little bit too strong. And with 2 minutes to go, Maryland up by 8.
Biggest defense in the second half has been the defense on Shungu. 20 points in the first half, only 5 in the second half. They've turned up the intensity. and Vermont has struggled to score as a result.
Not quite in must-stop territory for the Catamounts, but getting there as Russell draws the foul. That quick first step once again. Blink and you miss him.
And it's set up because he's hitting jump shots. He's hit a couple threes off the dribble. He's hit a couple mid-range pull-ups. You see this right here. Slow, lull the defender to sleep, crossover, pull-up. So he's making his jump shots. You have to crowd him and take that jump shot away. Now he's getting downhill, using that quick first step to low by the defenders. Again, set up because he's making those jump shots. You know you have to crowd him.
Russell can get to 20 points with this free throw. 6 for 15 from the field, and that rattles in and out. That's the commentator's curse right there. I'll take that one.
It's on you, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
But you look at the backcourt, 19 points for Fats, 20 for Eric, 39 combined. That's what you want to see out of a senior veteran backcourt. We know what they're capable of.
That one rattles home, and Maryland with a 9-point lead give Russell 20 as well. So both the guards, Russell and Ayala, with 20 points apiece. Here's Powell. Driving inside on Scott. Turnaround 2 is a little bit long. Offensive rebound, though, by Davis. Swatted away. Julian Reese says not that time.
Dante Scott's defense on Powell has been absolutely phenomenal in the second half. Really using his body, moving his feet, contesting every shot. He's made everything tough.
Here is Fats Russell. Chance for an early dagger for Maryland. Scott loses his footing, keeps his dribble alive, though. Russell, oh, he thought about the three. Instead, he'll put it on the floor and gets the floater to go. That's Russell in the late game situation. Shungu trying to answer. Loses it. Davis gets it right back. Vermont needs points quickly. 3 would help. Can't get it to go, though, and Julian Reese with the rebound.
Talk about late game execution from Maryland. 3-4 stops in a row to end the game.
Xfinity Center crowd rises to its feet. Fats Russell enjoying the moment. And with 10 seconds to shoot, Ayala gonna dribble out some time. Now he'll go with the right hand for the exclamation point.
That's how you end the game in style right there. Finger roll, ice cold, and he yells at the crowd.
It's been a long time coming since the Xfinity Center got to gather on a Saturday with fans open to full capacity for a regular season game, and they will cherish and relish every moment of this. And we apologize, as you can probably hear, that the students are definitely back as well, and they won't censor what they have to say about the visiting Catamounts, who put up one heck of a fight today.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time since we've had fans in the Xfinity Center, and I know people are super excited to be back, and it was a great game to watch, you know. It's a 13-point lead right now, but I know a lot of us would say the game was a lot closer than that. Great execution on both sides, and high-intensity game in November.
First one is good for Shungu, who should leave College Park with his head held very high. That gives him 26, and for John Becker, no reason at all to hit the panic button. This team is still really well suited to contend, if not dominate the America East.
No, he should be proud of his guys. You know, they came out, they fought, they executed. Maryland's a tough opponent. It's incredibly tough to win in the Xfinity Center. You know you're going to hear a lot about this team as the season goes along, especially in that American East Conference. They'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Well, Maryland will be able to just about close things out. It's an 11-point game with 18 seconds to go. Deloney putting the pressure on initially, but once Maryland gets it across half court, that will just about be that. Listen to the Xfinity Center crowd. Fats Russell says we want to hear it a little bit more, and Mark Turgeon and the Terps will escape.